So you do Ghetto Superstar. What were you going through at the time in terms of putting out your own solo album?
I mean, just to create, just create, especially coming off of that, um, the roller coaster, the Fugees and the Carnival, and it was just like keep creating, you know, do something that you love, which at that time was, still love music obviously, but I'm saying like it was fresh off of the score in the Carnival, so it just only, I guess it made natural sense.
Right. Now, Old Dirty Bastard shows up on the single. How did that come together?
It's one of them situations where he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, heard the beat, he fell in love with it. It's like, let me jump on it. Was like, what? You know, but I let him do his thing, cause he walked in my session by mistake.
Wait,
Wow.
okay. I heard about this story. I heard about this. So I guess he was drunk and just walked into your studio on accident.
I don't know if he was drunk, but I know he didn't know the state he was in. So I don't, meaning like in the USA, he thought he was in a different state. I was in California, he thought he was in New York City. I don't know if he was drunk, I don't know what it was, I don't know if he was tired. I can't say it. God bless his soul, by the way. But he just didn't know where he was at. And so he thought my session was his session.
Okay, so what was the dialogue that went on as he was trying to figure out where he was?
The dialogue was pretty much, I was sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, but I was being respectful. He's a fellow artist. We don't have no beef with him, Trying to get him out the nicest way. Like, nah, this is, because the studio that he thought he was supposed to be in, and this is where I was a little bit perturbed because that studio has an elevator. And you got to get in the elevator to go to the studio. There's no way about it. But the studio he came in California, it was Enterprise at that time, you just walk in. So I'm trying to figure out why he thought he was at a studio named, what was the name of this? Uniques or something like that in New York at that time. I'm trying to figure out at what point does he realize he's not at Uniques, because Uniques, you gotta jump in an elevator. But here he just walked in, So I'm thinking about all of this. But the music is looped in the background. It's being played. Finally, he's like, yo, what's that? I'm like, oh, this is something I'm working on. What? Put it up. So the engineer turns it up a little. That shit's hot. I need to get on this. I'm thinking to myself, all right. So then I explained to him what was happening. He goes in the booth, lay his vocals. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna erase this shit. It's all said and done. Shit turned on hot. We kept it.
Okay, was Maya on the song yet or no?
She either was recording or I don't remember at what point. I know she was supposed to be on the record, so it was definitely confirmed that she was going to sing the song. I don't remember if she had already done the hook yet or not.
Okay, so ODB stumbles in to your studio thinking he's in New York. Here's the beat and just lays down his thing, lays down his verse. So he just like one take, just one taked it?
He listened to it for a while, and yeah, pretty much. But it was a method to it. It's incredible. It was a method how he did it. Insane.
He's one of these artists that like came out of nowhere and will never be duplicated. Like what he
Genius.
did was so different.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, I actually just interviewed his son recently. He told me a really crazy story where
I was with my cousin, Cor Mason. He was like, he was allowed to go to the studio. My father was on the other side. We had to sit in a little couch area. He said, sit right there and watch me get high. He didn't basically say it, but he told me I couldn't move nowhere, just for that final moments. No, he didn't want to go up there anyways to the studio. He was like, I don't want to go up there. He was seeing things before it happened, like it's angels around him and shit.
Had you seen that before, or was this the first time you actually saw it?
The first time. I used to smoke weed when I was younger, but this was different. My father doing it in front of me and looking dead in my eye. So it was like, it was time. Okay. Time to elevate.
So he sat there in front of you, he got high, and then what happened afterwards?
What happened after he got high?
Yeah. I mean, did he
Well, what happened after he got high, they made us go in a limo. I went back in my food stamp limo, back to Brevoort Projects, and then we got the call. Ring, ring. Old dirty bastard, he might be dead. Your father, or it was on the phone with my auntie, the peoples and all that.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy story. So Ghetto Superstar comes out, and it's your first solo hit. Like, how did it feel to get one on your own?
The whole period where I started from with the Fugees, doing my solo thing, we didn't have anything to measure our success from. Today, you have a hot record, you see in your Twitter page, your Instagram, your Snapchat, everything's blowing up. You're getting all types of DMs, you're getting everything, right? We didn't have any of those things. So it was a job, but a job that you love. So it was like, okay, just going to work. You go, you make the record, you go perform, you go do maybe some extra stuff here and there, and that's pretty much what it is. So I didn't have time to sit back and be like, yo, such as just video my song on Instagram. We didn't have that. It was kind of like archaic. It was like, your success, you knew what it was. There was no theatrics. There was no illusion. Today someone may have a hot record, but it's cool, but everything else makes it seem more grand than what it really is, right? So it's not, it's like sitting back, reflecting years later, like, wow, okay. Oh man, oh wow, yeah, okay. It's like that. But now today, you are constantly reminded. So if you got a hot record, you know if it's hot. You're going to know if your record going to be hot instantly. The minute it hits to the people, boom, you know. If it ain't going to work, you know.
What do you think about the whole situation?
Man, my point of view, man, I really feel like they tried to paint a bad picture on my brother and tried to make him look like he was a hater. It was some envy, jealousy type shit, you know what I'm saying? And actuality, you know what I'm saying? Bro been having this shit, man. He been in the condo.
I got my hat on and I had my Coke bottles up under my hat. And I'm sitting at the dinner table like an asshole with the hat on, knowing she gonna tell me to take it off. And I'm just sitting there just gawping down, in my zone. She said, take that goddamn hat off at the dinner table. I'm like, come on, Mom. Coke everywhere.